Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you 5 fragrances that are newer. I've got one that's 2024, maybe one other one, but anyway, they're all relatively new within the past couple of years. I thought I would share my thoughts on them and whether I think that they're worth your time, worth a sniff, whether they're ones that I would really love to have. But before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community. And let's get into this. So the first one I want to share with you is by Shabo Maison de Parfum, and this is called Caprice de JEANNE. This is one that was gifted to me. I hadn't smelt this one, but I was really curious as to whether I would like it being it was new, so I wanted to give it a try. What I know about the Caprice line of Shabo is they remind me a little bit of the Aqua Allegoria fragrances from Guerlain. So they are bright, a little bit happy, a little bit aquatic almost, and they really feel like summer. So that's why I was interested in this one, being this was one of their new ones. Now, I'd actually like to do a whole breakdown on the Caprice line because there are lots of really amazing ones. But I wanted to start with this one, being I just received it. I'm excited about it. So gonna share a little bit about it. So the reason why I was excited about this is it has lychee and it also has raspberry and cherry. And those are kind of really current, exciting notes for people right now. So I was super excited to try it out. Top notes are lychee or lychee. I've always said lychee. I think that's wrong. But anyway, lychee, mandarin orange, pink pepper, and blackcurrant. Blackcurrant is one of my favorite notes as well. In the middle, you have cashmere wood, raspberry, patchouli flowers, cherry, and rose. And then the base is oud, musk, cedar, and amber. So I thought that was interesting because there was oud in here. To be honest, I don't get any of the nude. I wouldn't mind a little bit of the nude, but basically I'm just getting oud. So Caprice de JEANNE, it has a little bit of a green vibe, but basically what you're getting is all these celebratory, vibrant, juicy, flavorful fruits. A lot of the fruits in here are a little bit more tart. So definitely tart, like the lychee is a little bit tart. Mandarin orange can be tart. Blackcurrant I've never thought of as tart, but definitely a bold scent profile. And what it makes me think of is, you know, when you take an orange or any fruit and you peel it or you press on it and it squirts and you get kind of the squirt of the juice in the air, that's kind of what it feels like. So it feels almost as if you took all of those things and pressed them together, and then there was this big explosion of fruity flavor, but definitely more tart. So it's not uber sweet, but at the same time, I don't think of it as sour. So even though it's tart, it's not sour, if that makes sense. I definitely get the lychee, I get the orange, I get a little bit of that blackcurrant. Don't really get a whole lot of raspberry, but I definitely get the cherry and I get a little bit of rose in there as well. And as this dries down, you know, it starts off kind of vivacious and happy and woo, celebratory. As it dries down, it gets a bit softer, a bit more grown up. There's a little bit of that wood that's coming through. I never smell oud, but definitely it gets a little bit more sultry. So what it reminds me of is if you were at some sort of festival. I'm not talking like a fair. I'm talking about, you know, some sort of South American festival where there's tons of brightness and dancing and jubilation. And then as the night winds up, it gets a lot more sensual and a little bit sexy. So that's the feel of this fragrance. It's kind of neat from that perspective because it starts off so jubilant, would work well during the day, but then as it dries down, it becomes more of a skin scent. I found it had great projection until about that 5-hour mark, but then it's getting a little closer to the skin. So perfect timing for a bit of a nuzzle. So super fun fragrance, kind of develops over the course of the wear. and I really enjoy it. Now there's one other one from this line. I'm really intrigued by this line now, and I have all the samples, so I'm gonna go through them. There's one, I can't remember the name of it, but it's got blueberry and watermelon, and I smelled that one and I'm like, I have to have it. Like, it's so fantastic. Oh my goodness, it was so, so good. So this one, you definitely get that cherry, some tartness. It's a really fun fragrance. I think I like the other one better, but if you are a cherry fan, if you are a lychee fan, it's very possible that you would really enjoy this as well. So I think it's really fun. If you like those aqua allegorias, this is a stronger version of that. These are eau de parfum, whereas the lait line, like that milk line from Shabo, I believe they're all eau de toilette. So this is the perfume line. I was happy with the longevity. Like, it's not the most long lasting fragrance, but it's so fun, so vibrant, so vivacious and celebratory that I certainly don't mind. So I love it. I'm really glad I have it. Works well in the spring, but it's a scent that definitely evokes kind of a summer type feel. Yeah, I instantly think of summer, and it's got just enough sweetness to keep it fun and kind of flirty. Any more sweetness and it would be juvenile. I don't find this juvenile. I feel like it's just, the sweetness just tempers that tartness. And then, yeah, as it dries down, that woodiness, it's really great. Next, I want to talk about two fragrances by Maison Tahiti. The first one is Vicious Cacao. Now, as per the name, it definitely is a cacao-centered fragrance. So cacao is different from chocolate in that it's more of a softer, more powdery feel. It doesn't smell chocolatey. It has a hint of chocolate, but it's more like a vanilla chocolate somehow, with quite a lot of a powdery feel. Now, I love the notes in this one. It has rum, raspberry, and pink pepper in the opening. In the middle, it has cacao, amber, jasmine, and narcissus. And the base is caramel, benzoin, saffron, sandalwood, salt, and oak moss. Now, I don't get any salt in this at all. This has definitely got that boozy feel. So it definitely felt a little bit boozy, a little bit rummy, but then that soft cacao, it's quite powdery. This one is definitely moderate in performance. So I'd say you get maybe 5 hours out of it before it becomes a total skin scent. But it is sensual, it's cozy. This is definitely one that you'd want to wear more in the autumn and the winter, or wear it in an evening. But it's just sensual, it's delicious, it's intoxicating, slightly addictive, really beautiful cacao fragrance. If you are a fan of the cacao note, this one is absolutely beautiful, like really stunning. Although there's a lot of notes, what I primarily get is that little bit of rum, definitely the cacao, a little bit of caramel, the little bit of saffron, or a little bit of spiciness coming through with the woods. I don't notice salt at all. Really enjoy it. Definitely a gorgeous fragrance for fall and winter. The next fragrance by Maison Tahiti is Coffee Bomb. Now, this one was released in 2022, and it has coffee, saffron, cardamom, pink pepper, and milk in the opening. It has rose, iris, jasmine, and heliotrope in the mid, and then the base is leather cacao, olibanum, patchouli, tonka, sandalwood, moss, vanilla, and musk. Now, honestly, this is one of the best coffee fragrances I've smelled. And the reason why is because a lot of times with coffee, like I actually, like, I love Acro Awake. It's a straight up coffee fragrance, photorealistic, smells like coffee. But the thing is that I don't always want to smell like a cup of coffee. I also don't want to smell like a latte, a sugary latte all the time. Very rarely, in fact. So even Intense Cafe, the coffee is actually really pared down, and what you're getting primarily is a rose with a hint of coffee and milk and lots of sweetness. When I wear Intense Cafe, I think it's a fantastic fragrance. I always enjoy wearing it, but I have to be in the mood for it. But I really do love having coffee in a fragrance. The coffee is definitely present. It's definitely a star player in the composition. But what I like about it is that it's blended so nicely with those other notes that it feels way more wearable than just a full-on coffee-centric fragrance. So the little hint of cardamom gives it just the right amount of spice. The rose isn't too much. It's there, but it's under the coffee. The coffee is definitely more present than in something like an Intense Cafe for sure. So I was disappointed in Intense Cafe from the perspective of it just didn't have quite enough coffee in it. So I'd want to amp up the coffee with something like an Acro Awake. To me, this has a really great balance. So you're getting the coffee, but you're getting a little bit of rose, you're getting a little bit of spice, you're getting a little bit of milk. I don't really notice any leather, but I do notice a general spiciness. So it'd almost be like a coffee where you've added spices to, which I always do. I always put pumpkin pie spice or cinnamon or something like that in my coffee. So this gives me that. Both this fragrance and Vicious Cacao are absolutely unisex for sure. But I think both of them are more, you could wear them any time of the day. Like it's not like they're so uber sexy that you couldn't wear it any time. Definitely Coffee Bomb feels to me like an evening fragrance. It's kind of sexy, even though it's coffee. Like it's really, really good. I was super impressed with it. Out of the two of them, I'm not sure which one I would say I like better. They both have their place. I think I enjoy the smell of Vicious Cacao a little bit more than Coffee Bomb. Coffee Bomb has quite a lot going on. It's quite complex. But I think that there's a place for both of them. Like I would love to have both in my collection for sure. So really, really impressed with both of them. Both are kind of mysterious, intoxicating, they're just good. Love them. Okay, I'm going to talk about one that is quite popular right now, and I just don't like it at all, and it's Giardini di Toscana's Celeste. Now, when I first smell Celeste, I automatically think of mallow. And I think the reason why is because this Celeste also has raspberry and violet. And I instantly notice that raspberry and violet, even on the cap. That's the first thing I smell. So when I smelt this, I instantly went, oh, that's just like mallow, because of the raspberry and the violet for sure. So I was really excited about this one because I thought it was another raspberry violet option. That is short-lived, so I don't notice the raspberry or the violet on the skin for very long at all. What I get is a plastic doll head. So once I put it on the skin, it becomes more and more synthetic, more plasticky, until it's just completely a plastic. It kind of morphs for a while, and I'm talking about on my skin. So Hessie has it. She absolutely loves it. But on my skin, it goes more and more synthetic and more plasticky until it's just doll head. And that is one, I have nightmares about doll heads. Doll heads creep me out. First of all, dolls creep me out in general. Dolls creep me out. They're inanimate, they look kind of real, and then there's nothing creepier than a kid that's taken a doll and decided to cut all its hair off and then put marker around its face or whatever kids do, and then when the dolls get dirty and then they're naked and they just smell like plastic. Not a fan. Maybe I've got some trauma around dolls. I don't know what it is, but I just do not like the smell of doll heads. Even when I was a kid, if I smelt the doll, I was like I couldn't handle it. I liked playing with dolls, but could not stand that plasticky smell. Play-Doh, I hated playing with Play-Doh. I'd play with it for a while, but then if I smelt my hands and my hands smelt like Play-Doh, that sicky, plasticky, almondy feel, so not a fan at all. So this has seawater and lime in the opening. In the mid, it has violets, exotic floral notes, and raspberry. The base is vanilla, sugar, and ambroxan. So for all intents and purposes, this should have been a fragrance that I totally got behind because I love lime. I enjoy a little bit of aquatic feel, love raspberry, loving the violet, loving the idea of vanilla and sugar, but on my skin, synthetic plastic doll head all the way. And once it dries right down, so it kind of morphs, it gets not too bad for a little while, but once it's dried down, just kind of a vanillic plastic. So it's so not for me. I know lots of people love it, and I'm really glad. But that's the thing. It's so subjective. It depends on how it responds to your chemistry. Depends on whether it's something that you vibe with. If it's your personality. All of those things play a part. So if you love it, you keep loving it. And I constantly get comments that go, I don't understand. I don't smell that at all. It's okay. It's okay if you don't smell what other people are saying they're smelling. Everybody's different. So definitely Celeste is a massive pass for me. Not a fan in the slightest. So yeah. What about you? Have you tried it? Have you tried any of these? If you have, weigh in and let me know if you like them. Now, the last one I have is Mango Oud by Gritty. Now, this has mango and guava in the opening. The mid has coconut milk, ylang ylang, and osmanthus. And the base is oud, vanilla, and amber. I am in love with this. So this, I have been on the hunt for a really amazing mango fragrance. I love Dirty Mango by Richard Perfumes. In Europe, I don't even know if it still exists, but they made this amazing mango fragrance, super, super sweet and juicy in the opening. And then it gets a little bit earthy, a little bit dirty, a little bit green, and I loved it. So I tried Mango Skin, really enjoyed that in the past. Not sure if I would love it now. Trying the dupe from Paris Corner, was it? The Mango Punch one. It was nice enough, but it just didn't speak to me. What I'm looking for is a juicy mango with some depth, with some grit in there. And this gives it to me. So definitely get that juicy mango. There's some guava, so that tropical feel certainly is in this. In the opening, you get quite a bright burst. The mango is slightly perfumey, so there's a perfumey quality to the mango, but then as it dries down, you get this earthiness that I would say is due to the oud for sure. I love this. It's tropical, but it's not juvenile tropical. This is sexy tropical. It's grown up. It's a grown tropical. Sometimes tropical fragrances can smell so synthetic. And honestly, those are fun. I enjoy wearing those, but I need to be in the mood. These days, I'm wanting something that's a little bit more sophisticated that gives me that tropical feel, but isn't like a body splash or something that isn't like an Escada type fragrance that's just all sweet and happy and whatever. I want something that's tropical, but a little bit naughty somehow. I don't know if that makes sense. This does it for me. I love this mango oud. It's so, so good. I love the oud aspect. I love and it's not like thick, heavy, skanky oud. It just adds the right amount of earthiness. So you get mango, it's juicy but slightly green, a little bit perfumey with the florals, and then that earthiness from the oud. Oh, it's sexy. It's a great mango fragrance that would work for men as well. I love this. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I feel like the mango, it's moderate in performance, but the mango stays throughout the whole entire time you're wearing it. It's there. It's a little bit underneath the other notes as it settles, but you still smell that mango. But there's not one hint of juvenile in it at all. And it's not flirty either. It's definitely more sensual. I love it. I love it. Out of all the mango fragrances I've smelled lately, that has definitely been the star for sure. If you're wanting a mango fragrance, I highly suggest that you get your nose on Mango Oud, because I was seriously so impressed. And it would be one that you could wear, it's not just bright daytime. You could wear it in the evening. It would be an easy reach. It smells sophisticated, but it does give you that hint of the tropical aspect. Just an absolutely gorgeous fragrance, in my opinion. And that is it. If you have tried any of these fragrances, weigh in. Tell me what your thoughts are. If you're thinking of trying them, let me know in the comments. And yeah, I always like hearing from you guys. Even if you don't agree with my opinions, it's so important. I really appreciate when you guys weigh in and go, this fragrance didn't work for me. I love it, even if I hate it. If you hate it and I love it, it's all part of people's process in figuring out whether it would be for them or not. And I just find it really fascinating. I think it's awesome that we're all different and we all smell different things. And yeah, I love the fact that we're unique that way. We're weird and wonderful. Anyway, that is it. I hope you have an amazing week and we'll talk to you soon.